Hi all, this is Simona Rich, and in this video I'm going to talk about the conjunction of the Sun and Moon being born on the new moon day. And this is something that is often not accurately addressed on astrological websites because of today's diplomacy. Nobody wants to, upset anyone, so they just tell about positive things, and unfortunately what they say is not accurate, because what they say about the new moon birth often, which is about masculine and feminine sides being very integrated, actually could only happen if the person really worked on the issues that I will tell about that are indicated by this conjunction. And there are this new moon birth affects people differently depending on whether, if the aspect is exact, that's another matter, but if, for example, the aspect is getting tighter, which is the waning moon going towards the full conjunction, that's going to give different qualities to the people than if the aspect is separating. So if, for example, the aspect is getting tighter, so the waning moon towards the new moon, it means that the person will, it's just like, a few degrees to the new moon are left, or 1 degree or even less. It means that the person is going to be burdened by tradition, by subconscious baggage left from generations. His generations, he is tied or she is tied to the generations that were before her. So all this these traditions, parental influence, and subconscious forces of the elders are all burdening that person, and unless the person becomes conscious, that person will be the product of all those traditions and parental influence, and he will just function like the parents did, like what he experienced in the family, or he will have a strong nationality archetype. To which nationality they belong, they will reflect those qualities. Whilst if the moon is waxing, which means that the aspect is now separating the exact aspect, even if just not even a degree apart, it means that the person, it means there is a new cycle of the moon, so the personality will be very fragile because it's just forming. So it means forming personality. And this aspect is, for example, in the chart of Jaya Bachchan, who is used to be an actress married to Amitabh Bachchan, a famous Indian actor, and she just can't control her emotions. Like, if she's angry, she will show to everyone that she's angry just suddenly. And she's Aries as well, which again indicates new personality. Sun and moon is in Aries, and if she's upset about something, she will just show it right there, even if she's a well-known personality. And most of the times people would not do that. They would just, even if they would be upset at paparazzi, for example, instead they would try to be like more calm, nicer, but she just straight away shows her displeasure. And this is because of the not formed personality. So when the personality is weak, subconscious forces dominate that personality. So they are controlled by subconscious forces and they don't question it. And I have also someone that is close to me with this aspect, and I know that the personality is weak, and the person is controlled by emotions and subconscious impulses, yet they are not even aware that they are controlled by these things. So that's what this aspect gives if the moon is separating. If already the aspect was made and it's separating, it gives this kind of personality that is very weak and therefore very influenced by what's happening in the subconscious. And these people also will unquestionably manifest archetypes. So for example, a woman may have grown up in a family, seeing her mother looking after other children, and she will just take on the mother archetype without ever questioning it. She would have her own children without questioning, oh, do I actually want to have children? Is this something that is going to be fulfilling for me? She just saw the mother doing it and she will do the same. Or for example, for guys, they may manifest very strong male archetype without questioning that. Other ways this aspect could manifest would be people being very conscious of trends and the opinions of the society, so they would just naturally adopt them because their personality is weak. So they will just go by, what the majority says, and so they will just become the product of their environment and the product of the people that they are with. So they will easily take on the quality features of stronger personalities. So these are the traits of people born on the new moon. So again, it's a little bit different when the aspect is becoming tighter, meaning that then the person will be burdened by the past, burdened by family influence, burdened by the subconscious stuff from the generations of people coming before that person. And when the moon is separating from the sun, the personality will be very weak, dominated by emotions, subconscious impulses, without the person being able to determine that. And since the personality is weak, they will try to find something strong to hold on to, like the opinions of the masses, current trends, current ways of doing things, stronger personalities, and the environment itself. So this is what the new moon birth gives, and therefore it's considered inauspicious in Vedic astrology also, and it also can give emotional problems, emotional conflicts that are hard to solve because the person is unable to access what's really driving him or her, and it could give life struggle and struggle with money, but this also depends on the rest of the chart. Some people are born on an exact new moon, which is when the sun-moon aspect is at 0 degrees 00 seconds, which you can see from the birth chart. This is very rare, as the moon stays in this position just for a couple of minutes. This kind of birth could indeed mean that the feminine and masculine energies are totally merged, and therefore there is no inner conflict. But for new souls, it could also be that they will display either of the trait sets I've already mentioned. There could be a positive outcome of this birth if the person is able to get in touch with subconscious drives, for example, or is able to detach from parental influence, from influence of the past, and things that I mentioned. So if the person becomes aware, they may be able to then process all these things, become independent and strong, and then they will function very well because already the masculine and feminine are in unison. So then if they manage to process all these things and become strong, then they will be able to be very united within. What they want, they could easily achieve then, and they will feel very balanced in the external world, and they will be totally in control of their emotions, but awareness would be required. And all this is always the case when we have very strong, very difficult issues to deal with. If we overcome them, we can win, we can become winners in life, we can achieve more than most people, but effort will be required to do that. So I think it's very important to mention these things because often astrology websites miss out on these major things that such aspects show. And another new moon birth that I know of is of Prince William, and I think we have an accurate chart of him. it shows that he can be extremely influenced by other people, and he may try to derive his own identity by unions, associations with other people. And since he was born on the new moon, one of the other meanings of this birth is that maternal influence was very weak or missing, because the sun, which represents male or father, is burning the moon, making it very weak. So this means that he had weak maternal influence, and of course we know that his mother died in a car crash, so he had no maternal influence. So that's what this birth also indicates, that there was some kind of, the mother may have been weak, personality of the mother may have been weak, totally overshadowed by father's personality, for example. The mother was not present when growing up, or she was distant when raising children, for example, working all the time. So I can also tell what the sun represents, what the moon represents. The sun stands for soul or spirit, the core, consciousness, the self, whilst the moon stands for history, family, mother, subconscious impulses, emotions. It could show the side of you that is hidden from the world, that is that manifests in private. But in the new moon day, in new moon birth, it means that other people may see what drives you, what kind of subconscious influences you respond to, but you may not be able to see it yourself. And it also shows that the family is important. So these people may naturally gravitate towards becoming parents or having a family without questioning that. But I already said that, but for men it could also be the case, and not only for women. And because the moon is burned by the sun, these people may find it difficult to appeal to the masses, so they may have to work harder than others to get acknowledged, for example. Because moon stands for fame, it can stand for the public approval, and so for these people it could be more difficult to get acknowledged than for other people. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to share with you about the new moon birth. So for these people, it's very important to understand what they want rather than what subconscious, and rather than be driven by just subconscious influences inherited from past generations in their DNA, or being the product of their traditions and the country and other people. So they should understand who they are really deep within, rather than just adopting influences, being molded by the circumstances and influences that are external. And if they manage to do that, then really they can achieve a lot in life, because already masculine and feminine are united. So these are the things that I wanted to share with you about the new moon birth. I hope that this was useful to you. Thank you for watching. Take care.